Thanks for listening to our daily devotional. Lesson today is be of good cheer. Be of good cheer. People hear that. They look at maybe you and I, and we are of good cheer. And they said, don't you realize what's going on? What's the matter with you? Well, times like that are teaching moments. We teach them that there are things that supersede the things of this world, and there are things that we hold on to rather than the uncertainties of this world in which we live. The world lives in such a place that they look at the things that are troublesome, the dangers that are there, the disappointments, the discouragements, and they let that control them. But the Apostle Paul taught us something much greater than that in the book of Acts, the 27th chapter. Here he was bound to go before Caesar to be tried. He was on a ship. The storm was so great that the ship was in danger of sinking. The people upon the ship had all but given up everything. And yet, in the midst of that, Paul was able to look and say, be of good cheer. How is it that he did that? You see, Paul had something that they didn't understand. You find in Acts 27 and verse 22, he told those, exhort you, be of good cheer, for there shall be no loss of any man's life among you, but of the ship. There stood by me this day or this night the angel of God, whose I am and whom I serve, saying, fear not, Paul, for thou must be brought before Caesar. And lo, God hath given thee all them that sail with thee. Wherefore, sirs, be of good cheer, for I believe God, that it shall be even as it was told me. Howbeit, you should be cast upon a certain island. There he was, and in the midst of this, it's no doubt that he himself was troubled at times, but he looked and held upon that which God gave him. He said, this night there stood before me an angel of God, whose I am and whom I serve. You see, he belonged to someone else other than this world. If what I am, who I am, is tied up in this world, that if I see the troubles around, then all is lost. But if what I am and whose I am is the God of heaven, then I realize that he's in control. He's the one that I can look to, I can count upon. And God told him that it was going to be okay, that he was going to make it through this. Well, based upon that, he himself was able to have good cheer, and he himself was able to tell others, here's what you need to do. If you're going to do that, abide in the ship. These people wanted to flee. He says, no, you've got to abide in the ship. Well, today we look and we need to make sure we don't let the despair get us. We don't let the discouragement, we don't let the condition in the world control us. Rather, we look and say, am I God's? If not, it's time to be. I can belong to him. I can be the one who has become a child of his. Galatians 3:26 and 27. I'm a child of God because I have been baptized into Christ. That's when I became that child. And now I listen and I live for him. And what does he say? He gives me the words that pertain to life and godliness. 2 Peter 1 and verse 3. The words that will endure, the words that will guide me. Give me something to hold on to, the hope that's an anchor of the soul. Hebrews 6 and verse 19. So I look and I realize that in the midst of everything that goes on, there's going to be loss. I may be cast upon an island. The ship may be lost, but I will be sustained because my God, whom I am and whom I serve, I know his promises. We sing that song, Standing on the Promises, but do we think that God has truly promised? He has. All things work together for good to them that love God and are called according to his purpose. If God be for us, who can be against us? I can do all things through Christ which strengtheneth me. You know, sometimes we let the storms of life pull us down and we don't have the cheer ourselves, and we're thus not able to tell others where that cheer is found. I pray that we make a difference, though, in this world by holding on to that which God has promised, that we are his. We are serving him. And I believe him. I believe God that it shall be even as it was told me. The world marvels at us being able to have cheer at that time, but not only do we have it, but we're able to teach them how to also be partakers of the cheer which comes from God. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Thank you again for joining us in this Bible study. We remind you, if you'd like to follow along in our daily Bible reading, the link below in the description of this video will give you the PDF so you can read right along with us. If you have any other questions or if you'd like information on a Bible study, contact us with the information provided on the screen before you.